Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. This is the Markeita Show, and I know you guys are rocking and bobbing to my praise party song, Blow Your Horn, Get Your Praise Party On. I know you're doing it for Jesus, fam. Listen up. I have a surprise. I have a fantastic Stellar Award winner, Grammy Award winner, songwriter, and all of the above, all the good, juicy stuff, Vashawn Mitchell. How are you, Vashawn?
I'm great. Yourself?
I'm doing good. Well,
Awesome.
I am so excited about having you on the show. You got so much going on these days.
Oh, yes. I'm excited to be here, excited to talk to you about everything that's going on.
Hey, first up, you got the International Worship and Artists Summit coming up on February the 20th. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, February the 20th, all roads lead to the DMV in College Park, Maryland, at the Hotel College Park. We're hosting the International Worship and Artists Summit. Last year was my first year taking over, and it was great. It was in Nashville. But this year we're coming to the DMV. Registration is open now at gospelheritage.org. But there's going to be some amazing speakers and singers. I mean, Dr. Matthew Stevenson, Dr. Juanita Bynum, Miranda Curtis, Tasha Cobbs Leonard, and so many others just come together to come apart and just kind of inspire, encourage, and equip this generation of worship leaders, and new artists.
That is amazing. Now, if someone is registering for this event, what can they expect to take away from it?
You know what? The website tells it all. There's some great courses from, what's happening in the industry to developing leaders in ministry, how to enhance your craft, how to support the leader. We also are going with some financial matters classes, but also an amazing experience to inspire and encourage you to go back to your ministry on fire, to pursue your career with passion, because, it is our generation has to reach the next generation so that we can all continue to serve and present the God that we serve.
That's awesome. Now, let me ask you, Vashawn, I know that you're dealing with the new generation or the next generation of worship leaders and artists and that type of thing. What is the trend? What is happening right now? What is God doing that's corporate that worship leaders and artists need to know?
You know what? Right now, God is, there's no template right now. God is blowing people's minds, and that's my new sound for the years that, he said, I haven't seen, ear haven't heard, neither had it enter into the heart of men, the things he has prepared for us. So that believes that if you can imagine it, it's too small. God is doing the unimaginable. He's doing the unpredictable, and it's up to us to seek him for those next moves and how to tap into that place to where he's going to blow our expectations.
Awesome. Amazing. Now, let's just say for new artists that are, or someone, a worship leader that is just getting started, they're fresh into this thing, what is one of the first things that you give or tell people in the industry or worship leaders, what is the first thing that they need to know regarding worshiping and artistry and that type of thing?
Well, the first thing I say that, to seek wisdom, and that is kind of to learn, not just, how to sing, but to learn about worship. Learn about praise, learn where it comes from, and how we present it to our God, but also to develop a relationship with the pastor of the house that you are becoming a worship leader at, because it is that relationship that allows you to build a sound in unison that creates an atmosphere for God.
Awesome. That's something that a lot of worship leaders don't know, that, they don't have a relationship with their pastor, or, they don't know what they're doing. They're just kind of stepping into this role, eyes wide open.
Yeah.
Pretty much going. So you guys need to head over to the International Worship and Artist Summit. I tell you, it's going to be some juicy stuff, I believe.
Oh, yes.
And next up, and I have to ask this question. There's a video that is trending online, and everyone is just having their giggles or whatever. But I've got to ask you about it. The video.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, it is all right. Don't feel bad. We all laugh. I laughed at it as well. It was a bad sound moment. I was under the weather a little bit, but just to let you know, I was in C. I was just singing the tenor part instead of the other part of the song, but I was in C, so they can know that, and we can kind of throw that away. But it was a moment that the sound, everything didn't go together, and just like anything else on social media, you capture the part that's going to be funny, and you leave the rest of it away. So that's what happened. I enjoyed it, everybody enjoyed it, and I'm on to the next kingdom business now.
All right, all right. I mean, and I'm so happy to see you so positive about it because a lot of worship leaders, they think, oh, I made a mistake and it's the worst, it's the last, or not necessarily a mistake, but something didn't go quite the way that they thought it should have went, or somebody caught something at a different light, and you know what I mean. So
Yeah. Well,
that,
singing is like a sport. Michael Jordan didn't always make the shot, but when he made the shot, it mattered. And I believe that, when you sing, you're not going to always be on point because you're dealing with a vocal cord that is natural. So although that situation was an isolated situation, we can't be so hard on each other to understand that, you're not going to always be the CD. So at the end of the day, we have to embrace who we are, our ups, our downs, our great days, and our bad days in order to continue to survive in this industry. Because if you can't take a bad day, then you probably should not be in it.
Hey, thick skin. You've got to have thick skin for this industry for sure.
Yeah.
I hear in the wind that you have new music coming. Tell us about it. Give us something.
Yeah, new music coming. I've been in the industry for 20 years now, and I'm celebrating this milestone because I've been able to evolve over every generation in the last 20 years, and I'm grateful that God will continue to bless me with a sound that is relevant. So the music is coming. It's entitled Elements, and songs about how the elements have been a part of this evolution. There's a song I kind of mentioned a little bit earlier called God Can Do Anything, and it starts off with Blow My Mind, and you'll hear it in a few weeks because it's coming to radio. But it is amazing, fresh sound that God gave me for this season and for generations to come.
Awesome. Blow Elements and Blow My Mind. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
For those new artists, the artists that are bringing out music this year, whatever, is there a certain sound or is there a certain tone or, what should we be expecting or what should writers be tuning into in this season of gospel music?
Well, you know what? I believe in this season of gospel music, we're in a season of no boxes. So I think, write it and sing it how God gave it to you and let him blow on it. I remember the season when everybody was saying, oh, turn around for me is this, turn around for me is that. How did you come up with this? And, I can come up with a whole bunch of ways that it came to me, but I do know that it was a sound that God had to release into the earth, that he released it through me at the time. If I would have tried to manipulate that sound to coincide with what everyone else was doing, it would not be as relevant. So I encourage every songwriter, every singer right now to just kind of, pray and tap into whatever God is telling you, and he will blow on it and allow God to, define success for you. You don't define it by what you see in others.
Awesome. Now, we've seen you as the songwriter. We've seen you as the singer, and now as the president and host of International Worship Summit. What's next for you? I mean, is there somewhere or someplace or something new that God is doing in you and leading you to? Can you expound on that?
You know what? I am purposely trying to do more with TV and film as it relates to the soundtracks and all that. So, hopefully the world will pray for me that I'm able to continue to make these connections and be one of the next, coordinators of some of these faith-based films, putting the right music in the right spots.
Awesome. Now that you mentioned the faith-based films, how do you feel? I mean, how is the world receiving those films today? I mean, is it something that someone has really caught on to? Is it something that God is doing today, or what do you feel about that?
You know what? I believe it's on purpose. God has touched the hearts of so many in Hollywood and different places that the faith is the reason for us all, and faith-based movies is another form of ministry. There are some that may not walk into a church but will go see a movie and life be changed, and then they'll want to seek the more of God that the movie is about. So I do believe that it's all ministry and is putting ministry on the big screen.
Awesome. And I've got one more question before you. I know we've been going in deep with this, but who was your mentor, or who did you look up to when you first got into, gospel music and all of this good stuff that you're doing? And I know that you've gone into other endeavors, like you're saying, you're moving forward. So how did you start out in this industry, and who kind of helped and motivated you to get to where you are today?
Well, I've had several mentors, from Donald Lawrence to Donnie McClurkin, and one person who mentored me, on a regular basis is BB Winans. You know, I can call him and talk about the industry or what's going on, or even life. Or he took me on my first major tour with BB and CC, and it's just been a journey. But I believe that my journey has been easier because I've had those ears and those